This is the smart Wi-Fi connected coffee mug from Ember. Now I'm here to talk about why I think it's a value. Even though it is pretty expensive for a coffee mug, it does things that no other coffee mug does. So at the base level, it keeps my coffee warm. I like having my coffee be a consistent temperature because then I can enjoy it at a consistent temperature. Things come up all the time. I end up in a call or having to step away from my desk for a few minutes, and that's enough time for my coffee to drop below a desired temperature. Now, some coffee is enjoyable at a cooler temperature, but black coffee absolutely is not enjoyable at a cooler temperature. I like my coffee to be around 140 degrees, and I didn't even really know that until I started using the Ember mug. Now, the reason I ended up purchasing it initially was because I was tired of cold coffee and making many trips back to the coffee maker to warm up, especially when it was still a full cup of coffee. Then I'd be looking at microwaving my coffee or doing something that I shouldn't be doing like that to warm up my coffee, which then, ruins the flavor. So the Ember mug, yes, it keeps your coffee warm, but there's a lot of other really interesting connected features that it has, such as the app that Ember provides that allows you to track how coffee is affecting your heart rate and your sleep. Those are really interesting metrics for me to have because I may just out of the habit in the morning drink more cups of coffee than I should and then feel jittery. And I can actually track how the amount of coffee that I'm drinking is tracking with my heart rate and maybe be a little bit more mindful next time of how many cups I decide to have in the morning. The cup keeps track of the amount of coffee that you consume. And another interesting metric that I was unaware of was just how much caffeine I was consuming when I was drinking coffee. Now, I always believed that a cup of coffee has around 60 milligrams of caffeine. That is what I saw when I Googled it many years ago. But with all the different coffees and strengths and all of that stuff that we have these days, there's much more caffeine in coffee than there used to be. And keeping track of that is important. I found that I was drinking on average of 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine just in coffee within a morning by myself, which is a lot. And no wonder I have some jitteriness sometimes, or maybe it affects my sleep if I drink too much caffeine before I go to bed. So tracking all of those things in the Ember app is hugely important, and it's really cool that if you're on the iOS platform, it syncs that information over to Apple Health, and I believe on Android it also is connected in that way. So why would you spend this kind of money on a coffee mug? Well, you can keep your coffee warm with some sort of like a little heating plate that you put your coffee on. You don't necessarily know what temperature your coffee is, but hopefully you could dial that thing in just right so that you know what temperature your coffee is going to be. Why would you go with just one mug? I mean, usually we have multiple coffee mugs. They spend time in the dishwasher and all of that good stuff. With this coffee mug, I have to rinse it and wipe it out every single day so that it's ready for the next day. Well, I believe it's providing enough value for me to do those things. The material is very non-stick, and so it's easy to clean and wipe out. Even if you doctor up your coffee a little bit, cleaning this mug is absolutely simple. It is self-powered, meaning that as I carry it around, it continues to keep my coffee warm, and then I return it to its dock so that it can charge. Most of the time at my desk, it is sitting at its dock so that it's charged for when I am ready to pick it up and go walk around, and the coffee mug keeps it warm. It has a button on the bottom to power the coffee mug up and to power it down, and a light to let you know its status. The app will also trigger a notification on your phone or your Apple Watch or other device letting you know that your coffee has reached drinkable temperature. That's something that's really cool because I can't drink coffee straight out of the pot. It's just too hot, but I often would let it cool on accident beyond a temperature that was now too cool for me to enjoy. So having my coffee around 140 degrees is absolutely fantastic. Knowing when my coffee has reached that temperature is an added benefit, and being able to set up presets inside of the app so that I can trigger different temperatures for different types of coffee. Sometimes if I do an Americano, I like it a little bit warmer than that. If I'm making something else like a chai latte, I might want it a little cooler than that. And so setting those presets up in the app is just absolutely fantastic, and it makes makes it very easy to tap and tell the mug what you're drinking so that it tracks it appropriately and logs that in your Ember app. So the Ember coffee mug, while maybe a little expensive for a coffee mug, has a lot of features and benefits that I think add to the experience of drinking coffee. It's something that most of us do. Coffee is a must, and having a little bit better of an experience so that we can continue to enjoy it and not have it be a frustration in our life is also an added benefit. This is the type of gift that, I purchased it for myself, I'm not going to lie, but this is the type of thing that most people might not necessarily purchase for themselves, but when it's purchased as a gift, it's a pretty exciting gift to get because most people would think that this is too much money to spend on a coffee mug, but it's not too much money to spend on improving a coffee experience that takes place every single day. How much time do you waste in frustration going back to the coffee pot to produce another pot of coffee so that you can warm things up? I think this investment for me over the last 30 days has been an added benefit to my life, knowing that I have a warm cup of coffee ready to enjoy until it's gone, and then I can go fill it up and continue to consume until the app notifies me that maybe I should probably stop. And it doesn't really do that, but it definitely lets me know the amount of caffeine that I've consumed so I could become more mindful of the amount of caffeine that I'm consuming. So I've got a link down in the description below to the Ember mug. I think it's an excellent gift for that techie, whether that's you or somebody that you're shopping for. It's not one of those items that we think about all the time. It's definitely a novelty piece of technology, but in my opinion, it's added a lot of benefit to my life, and I think it's a value. So definitely check out the link in the description below, and let me know what you do to keep your coffee warm down in the comment section below. That's going to do it for this video. Click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you back in the next one. Take care.